Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today we're taking a look at Series 2 of Monsters in My Pocket. I've got my friend Derek here with me, and the reason he's here is because he's actually the person that got me into Monsters in My Pocket when I was a kid. So I couldn't think of anybody better to have here to help me talk about them. So Series 2 was special because we got new neon colors, and they increased the point value of the monsters to 30 points. So the monsters had a number on their backs, and it was like a ranking system of who was more powerful, and you could play a game with that. And the biggest ones were 25 points in Series 1. So here we have the super-powered neon 30-pointers from Series 2.
And they are Swamp what?
Beast.
Swamp Beast.
Yeah.
Jabberwocky.
Correct.
Emer.
Mm-hmm.
Warlock. Dragon.
Yes.
Amazing they didn't put a dragon in Series 1. Except they did. They put two dragons.
Yeah, they just weren't generic
called
dragons.
dragon. They really should have been higher points than this dragon.
Absolutely.
Okay. And Golem.
So these guys in the bigger story of Monster in My Pocket, which we didn't really discuss at all if you haven't checked out our Series 1 video, but basically the Series 1 monsters were divided into good guys and bad guys. And the leader of the bad guy was the Warlock, who wasn't a figure that was available during Series 1. So when this series came out, that was the first time we could get our hands on them.
This story was put forward where?
Mostly in a TV special and in the comic books.
TV special?
There was a one-episode TV special, it's like The Big Scream or something like that, and they get shrunk down by a magic potion, and this little girl has them, and whenever she screams, they get turned back to normal size, and so the bad guys are like trying to use the girl to like make them full size, but still trap the little tiny good guy versions of the monsters. Frankenstein's monster and the vampire were kind of the leaders of the good guys, and they were definitely outnumbered. It was like the vampirus and a few others. There just were way more bad guy monsters.
They were the ones you could be in the video game.
Right, and they were the ones you could be in the video game because they were kind of the leaders of the good guys. But the Invisible Man, I think, was a good guy, and the Scientist was a good guy, and a few others.
All the weak ones.
Yeah. Don't know why. But, so Series 2 was a lot of fun. They came in blind boxes, is the only way I remember getting them. Series 1 had little packs, like 3 packs. I don't remember seeing them, but it doesn't mean they didn't make them. But I remember buying these guys in blind boxes where you could see your 25-pointer, and you got a mix of the other guys that you just didn't know who you were getting.
Well, the number one way to get Series 2 in my memory is in SpaghettiOs.
Ah, SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiOs, Chef Boyardee, right? Is that who makes that?
Yeah.
They had a promotion where before Series 2 ever hit stores, you could mail in proofs of purchases, and probably...
This was how we found out about Series 2.
We just one day saw an ad in like the grocery store, like, send in proofs of purchase and you can get Monsters in My Pocket. And the inside of the label had like a black and white or like a blue on white print of a few of the monsters. I specifically remember the Bishop Fish being one of them. Wow, it's a weird monster. So Derek and I started eating SpaghettiOs like crazy.
And I hate SpaghettiOs.
I remember going to Derek's house and his mom asked us what we wanted for lunch, and Derek's like, SpaghettiOs! And then he would eat like a little bit, and I'd have to finish them because I actually like SpaghettiOs. And together we ate enough to get all of them, but my mom never sent away for them, so I never got any from SpaghettiOs. But I do remember that being a thing, and you getting a bunch that way. And I've probably got some doubles off of you at some point, because you had already gotten the low number guys that way. But it took a while to get all the characters. Even though this is a smaller set than Series 1. We have about half as many monsters. Anybody in particular that you were fond of?
Well, I think that the Minotaur is a big one.
Minotaur is a good one. The Minotaur, along with the Warlock, are the only Series 2 guys to show up in the video game. Even though we didn't have Series 2 at the time. I always thought the Loch Ness Monster was pretty cool. Very legendary to have been skipped in Series 1.
Well, the same for the Minotaur, I think.
Yeah, the Minotaur, because they big Greek mythology.
Now, I don't know if you know this about me, but the only monster I ever had nightmares about when I was a child, before this, was the Minotaur.
The Minotaur. I think you told me about that once before. The Spectre, who we always just called Death, we pretended was really powerful because
it ought to be.
touch people and they would die. He was definitely one of our favorites, I remember. And I've always liked the Gargoyle a lot. I just thought he had a really good design. I don't know. Herney the Hunter was one of my least favorites from Series 2. This guy, I never knew what to do with him. Scottish horse with a zombie on his back.
And no flesh.
Yeah, a little strange. The Gorgon was kind of cool. Medusa's sisters, right? We had Medusa in Season 1. The Ectoplasmic Phantom was kind of fun.
I like the Scorpion Man.
Scorpion Man's good.
Put him together with the Manticore.
Yeah. You got the Elbow Witch. She can jab you with her wicked elbows. I thought these guys were a lot of fun. I remember learning about some of these characters from the pamphlet. The Bishop Fish I'd never heard of. Herney the Hunter I'd never heard of. But then some of these guys are pretty classic. The Jabberwock, famous from Through the Looking Glass, the Alice in Wonderland sequel. Dryads, from Mythology. A lot of Mythology stuff here and other nationalities. The Undine is like a
Ghost of a drowned woman.
Yeah, Ghost of a drowned woman. That's sort of, I think, an Asian, mythology kind of thing with their ghosts. So it's kind of a fun set. There was like a lizard man guy, Sebek.
Egyptian.
Okay, yeah, he's from the Nile River. I always liked him a lot. Do you remember in series 1 we talked about how some of the guys seemed like they had copyrighted names and they couldn't really use them?
Yeah.
I always felt like Swamp Beast was really Swamp Thing, the comic character.
Sure.
Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. In the comments below, let us know if you ever had any Series 2 monsters. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like, subscribe, and check out other videos. You ready?
No.
Who fell over? Oh no. I put the 25 pointers on top.
The 30 pointers.
Or 30 pointers, yeah.